just switch it over.
All right.
Cool, host. I get to know exactly when we're live because I'm watching him.
You know, I got a feeling like somebody's watching 10.
Well, I guess Gooby is watching him as well, so.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
And he made you vote. Did he? He did not. He did. Okay. So, for all that can hear me, because this is probably the last time I'll talk, I'm going to actually put my mic closer. Actually, hold on a second.
Bless you.
So, thank you. Us admins from the Resort Fest team, from last marathon, we voted on our top 10 favorite runs from the last marathon. And there was 2 runs that tied for the number 1 spot. This run and Ultimate Angler 5 Island. So I figured it was only fair, and I think this would be a fantastic thing to do each marathon, is have an encore presentation of our favorite run from each marathon. So this is the encore presentation of Super Benbo Quest Turbo Deluxe Marrow.
Aw, shucks. Well, it's an honor to be back. I didn't actually know you were going to do this, but I appreciate it all the same. Hello, everyone. As you've heard, this is Benbo any percent. The first level is pretty packed with stuff to explain, so I'm going to try to get through that all at once, and then a little after that, we can just kind of have a good old time. So, CMDR, if you'd like to count us down, it is tradition after all.
Okay. Ready on 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legend!
Alright, so this right here, this is what's known as a spin boost. When you collide with an enemy in the air while turned around with no input held on the D-pad, you'll get a massive burst of speed which stacks with your regular movement. And as you can see there, it goes crazy. Alright. So what I did there is I died to refill my health because there's a damage boost coming up I really want to show off. But more about spin boosting, it is the crazy shit in this game, or the crazy thing in this game. Basically makes the run what it is. Like when we found it, it was a game changer. I'm gonna refill health again. And it can work on almost any enemy. So you're gonna see me do it a lot. Basically all the time. So coming up here, we're gonna do what's called outline zip. Oh, first try outline zip. We're not entirely sure how that works, and it saves like 7 seconds. So the fact I got it first try is incredible. Now here, we are trying to get ourselves stuck inside the boss's collision. By turning him over and over around, or turning him around like that, we got him to stop shooting, and we could just take him out by mashing punch. Ooh, baby. And now down here, we're going to pause and die during a cutscene to save about 20 seconds worth of it. And now for the phase 2 of this boss, I'm going to try to stay over to the right, and then mash punch while in the air in order to take care of him. And the reason I'm going to the right is because the wall is right there, and if I get bumped into like that, I don't have to go back as far. I think I am. So the red skulls he drops can offer hearts. We haven't been lucky with that. But we didn't need to be this time, because it's all skill, baby. He's taken care of. Can I get it? Oh, man. So your momentum is stored during this cutscene, but only for this cutscene, like it doesn't go anywhere. And I was trying to get a moonwalk, but I was off by a hair. And so spin boosting is the main tech in this game. It's for horizontal movement, but we do have one for vertical movement, and the second level is a great place to show it off. Do that right now. Oh. I mean right now. Alright. So that there is called the super jump punch. If you hit dash punch and jump on the exact same frame, like a jump and a punch while dashing, you'll get launched into the air higher than your normal jump with the hitbox of a dash punch. The reason it works is because when you dash punch, your gravity is temporarily lowered, even though you can't usually do anything out of it. So what happened this time is that what happens when you do the super jump punch is you get the vertical movement of a jump with the lowered gravity, which gives you a super jump and a punch, thus the super jump punch. I'm going to be shortening it to SJP for most of the run, so if you hear me say that, that's what I mean. Also, sometimes it doesn't work quite the same way. Like you saw there, I did it on that wooden platform, and it didn't let me on the first try. Oh. Alright, it saved it. There is a low path down there, but we're really trying not to get on it, because you have to do a bunch of wall jumps to get back up. Alright, and he's supposed to be an auto-scroller, but between speed boosting and a little-known technique where you mash jump in the air, you can actually float to slow your descent. And between that, a couple iframe abuse, or a couple instances of iframe abuse, we can skip the entire auto-scroller. Refilling health here, that was intentional. Oh, goodness, that was not intentional. Alright, saved it. And something about the spin boost I didn't... Goodness. Something I haven't mentioned about spin boosts yet is that you can lose the speed by doing any of your attacks that will put you at or below your normal dashing speed. Or, you know, taking damage, stopping, turning around, stuff like that. So when we have a spin boost, it's really tough platforming in order to keep it. Take damage, it was probably unintentional. I'll say when. Now this lava raft we cannot skip, but I don't think we'd want to, because look how fast this thing's about to go. Look at this. That's crazy fast. And coming up here, we have one more. There is an SJP I'm going to attempt to save about 10 seconds. It's coming up. Alright, I was a little bit early, which is unfortunate, but you can get right up to that arrow and get to the loading zone immediately. But like I said, I was off by a little bit, so I had to platform my way over. But still saves more time than waiting for the platform to come back around, so we're good. Now, notice how, remember when I said the super dash punch has the hitbox of the dash punch? Well, each of these heads counts as one hit for this boss. And the dash punch doesn't stop. Like, once you do the animation, you can't... Oh, I'm gonna refill health there, I'm sorry. You cannot... Well, you're not interrupted, there's no knockback. So you can just... Between this and the dive kick move, you can go absolutely just through this guy. Take out all the heads really, really quick. Like that. Did not intend to refill health there. Well, I mean, I intended it, but I was kind of hoping I didn't have to. But point stands. This is level 2. There's about 30-ish seconds of cutscene here. If there's anything you want to say, any kind of donation. I'm going to shake my hands off as we get ready for level 3. He's deafened. That's great. No, it's fine. It's okay. Oh, wait. I'm just not realizing I didn't change my stream name, but that's oopsie daisy. So people are probably going to be confused if they actually go to my channel. But why would they go there when they can go to twitch.tv/ResortFestInternational, the channel I'm on right now? Oh, I got it. Never mind. Never mind. So this spin boost up here is really precise, because we have to avoid that plane that went across. Because if you touch it, it acts like a wall, which will make you lose all your speed, for whatever reason. Like you saw it there, it just stopped me. Here I'm trying to maintain the spin boost. I actually would have gotten hit by that floating, like, helicopter skull if I... Oh, goodness. If I did not, stall my descent with the float there. But we made it just fine. Now here's a trick. Oh, here's a trick called tail fin skip. You do a very slow speed SJP, and then hit a very small section of jumpable wall on that edge of the plane, and it lets you jump up here on some invisible floor. It saves about 15 seconds. It's pretty crazy. All right. So what I tried to do there, oh, yeah, it's just gonna have to reset there or refill health there. What I was trying to do was get a spin boost off of that bouncing skull, who only shows up if you do tailfin skip in a very specific way. You know that itself isn't very consistent, the actual way to get him. It would save about 4 seconds if you don't get hit, but we got hit and things went poorly. So that is unfortunate. Now, as we're making our way down the end of this level, I'm gonna play it really a lot safer than I normally do. This is almost to the next segment, but it's also like a 40-second cost if you die. Alright. So now coming up is the Skelinator, a boss I really don't like that much. He's gonna move around pretty erratically. He has really high damage attacks. So what I'm gonna try to do is switch sides around him to keep him kind of close to the center of the stage. Because if he goes off stage, you just have to wait, and that's slow. Like, see there? Now he's in the center. Now he's not. Come back here. And also, I'm really trying to not take damage by the edge of the like that. Will end you. Also, if you die on this boss one time, he has no legs. And if you die twice, they're back. Speaking of their back, you should come back here. Please. Skelinator, please. I need this. Come over here. Okay. This particular fight is not going so well. Because if we get hit by... Yeah, if we get... I was going to say if we get hit by one more laser, it's over. And then we got hit by one, and it was over. This is really not going great, to be totally honest. Like, this usually goes bad, but it's usually not this bad, so... I guess you could call it marathon luck. I mean, like, I don't know why he's doing this. I drank milk today to get calcium, so my bones would be happy about it. So my skeleton would just tell all the other skeletons to just chill out. You know, make it a good show. But then they just kind of... I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I can't just undrink the milk, you know? Anything like that? That's kind of gross. Anyway. So now that level 3 is over, we are fired, literally. So we're going to go to this office. And up at the start of this level, there is a warp. Which, the warp itself makes sense if you break it down. But you'll see in a second why it doesn't really. Look at the floor number. So, what happened there is that we reloaded that room 3 times, which caused the floor number to drop. Now, the only way you can normally reload it is by actually running through. There's like a couple cutscenes, a little bit of basic platforming, stuff like that. But if you die, it'll reload the room the same way, which means you can save about 45 seconds, just like that. Now, this boy here is all about the hard reads. And that was actually really solid. He can spawn anywhere in the room, so trying to nail him down is very, very tough. The fight can go sour really fast, and it's like 30 seconds of time loss. But it went really well. And then here is, we gotta deal 15 hits, just like that. That fight used to be a lot harder till there was that one spot on the floor where you could just take care of him really easily. And speaking of that one spot on the floor... you can get it where he doesn't turn around. It's not any faster or slower, but it's just, you gotta know which one you're trying to go for. And then, not much going on here. I say that as he gets stuck in the ceiling. This is something new. How far back did that put me? Oh no. I think I gotta do the whole boss rush again. Oh no. This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh man. This is just, oof, baby. No. I'm gonna cheese it. Even more than this game usually already does. Go hide, swoop in from above. Now sure, that literally requires a frame-perfect trick, but hey, it's easier than trying to figure out where he's gonna go. Am I right? Or am I right? And something I didn't get to mention is that I'm actually taking a step back, so I don't have as much recoil when I do the standing punches on him. Am I gonna die? Nope, we're fine. So here we are at the sheriff once again. I'm gonna do the going back and forth strat. Just like that. Easy peasy if you don't mess it up. So I am doing my best here. Now that's what's supposed to happen, and realistically should have happened a minute ago, if all went well. And this segment here is what's known as 330. So if we pause, and if we died for any reason, that we'd get reset to the start of this room, and the timer would be at 330. Which is... The actual reason for that is that this building is going to explode in like 5 minutes time during a cutscene we no longer see. So we got to get out of here quick. Just trying to get a spin boost off of that guy, which you can actually carry into this room. Now this is a 2-minute segment now, because you can see that the timer dropped to 2 minutes. Also, fun fact that probably won't be relevant later. If you dive kick while wall jumping, you can cancel the downward movement, which is pretty crazy. So moving right along. And something I didn't mention about most of these segments is that thanks to spin boosting, we can skip a bunch of scripted sequences and basically outrun all the danger. It's pretty great. Oh no. Emergency hearts. But if you don't have a spin boost, you have to actually, like, play the game, which who would ever want to do that? You have to play the game to beat the game. Sounds random, right? Now, if we're lucky, I was going to say, if we're lucky, we can get that bouncing grate to hit the door so we don't have to. But we did not get that. So now we just got a bunch of text to mash through. Like, if the timer gets to 0 during this, you're still out of luck. I'm moving really slow for some reason. Sometimes you'll move really slow during that, and other times you'll move at regular walking speed. But the idea is you can save a few seconds by getting out of the room before the TNT goes off. Which unfortunately did not happen this time. And you know, just like every good speed game, we gotta wait a whopping, what is it, like, I don't know, 75 hours? Yeah, that sounds good. And now we're in Benbo City. Or Benbo City, as correct people pronounce it. This first segment really doesn't have a whole lot to say, but what's coming up is known as Bicycle, and it sucks. Oh, goodness. Okay, you know what? Maybe the segment has a little more than meets the eye. Oh, goodness. Oh, just getting sandwiched up in there. That's not good at all. Not good one bit. No, no, no. Alright, and for whatever reason, you can get a damage boost that acts like a spin boost off of that guy. I don't really understand. Gonna refill health here. Now, about the bicycle segment. If this bike touches a wall or a block or anything, it'll explode in one hit. And we have to do the whole thing over again. That was actually really scary. And something that makes this a lot more difficult is that when you do a punch, there's a brief window where the hitbox is behind your character, which means if you time things just right, there's no way you can get past a block. And coming up are 2 blocks you have to punch through, or it's over. So I'm just gonna mash every button here. Alright, we got through 1. Also, it lags really badly, adding to the time loss we would face. Alright, I think we made it. We made it. First try bicycle. Thank goodness. But we're not quite done with this hunk of junk yet, because now we gotta fight a boss. And for whatever reason, you can move and jump during that cutscene, which means you can attack him early. And then when we're up here, we're gonna use the bike as like a second jump to maintain our height in order to just keep wailing on him with moves. And then as he freaks out here in the center, which is a scripted sequence, you can destroy him much harder than you normally would. And you can still move and jump, which is great. Now, we did hit a checkpoint here, so if we were to die, which can happen, we wouldn't have to do the whole segment over again, which thank goodness. Now here, I'm gonna move myself to the edge of the bike and then hit the dash punch very early. You see there how the bike is in the air? This allowed me to perform a glitch where I'm sideways. This is actually skipping a scripted like not a cutscene, but like a scripted event where you go sideways, stand still, and then, you know, get up and walk out. But what's happening there is that we had movement while sideways, which is gonna last until we die. And when are we gonna die? Right now. The reason we died there is because if you get hit by those red bones that he drops on the very first time you fight him, there's a very likely chance the game will crash, which is really, really bad, as you can imagine. And not like a soft block, just like a full-on crash. And there we go, 2-cycled the barrier. That boss can get really, really hairy if you get hit by the wrong attack, but I don't think we got hit by any, actually. Don't quote me on that. All right, about a minute right now if there's anything you want to say at CMDR, because you're deafened in Discord. It's fine. I don't mind. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. It's fine. It's okay. But yeah, time is going to be right around... Wait a second. What the heck? That's supposed to be the end of the game. But now there's more game? What the heck is this? Nah, just kidding. That's supposed to happen. Because now that we've been killed for real this time, we're in... Heck. It's where we are. Bone Heck. And this level takes up about half of the game because it's got crazy platforming, it's got a ton of boss fights. Far and away the hardest part of the game is doing all of this in a row. And the first thing we're going to do, just to make sure these work, we're going to hit these death spikes because those are going to move an enemy for us. By hitting that, we moved this thrower so he wouldn't get in our way when we run through. Now here I'm going to do a double spin boost to try to skip 2 pits of spikes. And we made it, but it's not over yet. Oh, thank goodness. First try. That's some really precise stuff. The hitboxes for these things are deceptive. Speaking of deceptive, this fire bar is the worst. Oh, goodness. Because the fire bar itself is bad, but this jump here, like the background is the same color as the edge of the platform, so you don't realize just how much space you have, which is pretty gross. Took that super safe. Gonna intentionally die there. Get a better cycle. This room is full of vertical platforming, which is all about catching cycles, and I missed it by a hair there. This wall jump is actually super precise, and that's what's supposed to happen 1 cycle ago. But it did not. And again, it helps if you can... Sometimes some of the TNT won't hit each other, which saves on lag frames, but we could not obviously control that. Refilling health here, better cycle. That's my excuse. And we can catch an earlier cycle if we get lucky here with 2 super jump punches. We did not. It was basically over when we took damage, because we have to catch that. We did not catch that at all, actually. Alright, if you get hit there, the cycle's impossible to catch. So you really just... Oh goodness, I missed it again. Just in here bouncing around, like the skull. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I've never had him do that to me in a run. Like, he base boosted himself in... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not good. He base boosted himself into the tunnel, which, you know, meant I had to deal with him and the platform and the spikes. Alright, so this segment's not going super great. I'm trying to keep my health intact so I can get up to the last area and just iframe through all that bullshit. I mean, bullcrap. Now, thankfully, that's a heart, not a spike. Oh, goodness. All right, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, whoa. Let me in. All right, we're in. Gonna pause for a cutscene skip here. Then we're gonna hit the control key. This is actually a debug tool left in by accident by the developer. And he didn't know this till I did the first run of this game at Resort Fest back in July. So that's pretty great. And thankfully he left it in for future patches, which is not only good for runs, but it's hilarious. Okay, but that actually never happens though. Like I've never seen him clip into the tube like that before. While you're in it. It's so weird. So there's about 90 seconds of cutscene here. Cutscene mashing, running through a empty hallway. Anything you want to say? Now's the time. The time is now. Currently where we are. If you're not deafened in Discord again.
We don't have any donations.
Oh. Unfortunate. Guys, you know there's a bonus run if we hit $100, right? We're only 15 away. You guys can do it. I believe in you.
Also, if you're wondering what's going to end this marathon, we have Pikmin. We have a lot of Pikmin.
How much Pikmin?
All parts of Pikmin.
Oh, nice.
By Ozone, the Oblivinator.
Oh, nice. Or, guys, if you donate $15 between now and the end of Pikmin, you can get a bonus run for the end of the marathon, which I know what it is, and it's really, really hype, and I'm not going to tell you because you got to donate for it. It's for charity, guys. It's tax deductible. I can no longer speak. I'm sorry. So this fight here is a clone of us, and it's really difficult because this clone is better than us in every way, and we will die in 3 hits. There's one. I'm already scared. I'm already experiencing the fear. The main strategy is just kind of space her out and then let her walk into us and get all the damage that way. Not that kind of damage. Oh no. Alright, that's pretty good. That's not as good. No. Oh, so close. Oh, good. Yeah, that's predictable. Should have seen that coming. Oh, goodness. All right. This is fine. 10, don't make fun of me. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna refill health here. This fight usually goes a lot better than this. But I'm just not being good, not getting good step with bosses today, I guess. Part of why this boss is so tough is you have basically no reaction time. Like, things just happen, you get hit by them, that's it. But we're doing alright now. Like, if this had happened a minute ago, we'd be fine. Alright. My thumb hurts really bad. But we have one more fight very similar to this, by which I mean 3 fights in a row. And then a little more crazy platforming in the final boss. Wait, what happened to the main villain guy? I'm so what happened? What's he doing? Oh no. It was the henchman all along. So we're gonna start this fight the same way we started the last one. When he does this air attack, he always drops down below where he was, and he's invincible until he starts walking again. The first one is always 3 times, the other ones can be whatever. Like, up to 3. Now here... Oh, no. All right, I'm going to restart the fight. What happened there is known as invisible spawn. When he begins the second phase, if he had a warp that he was going to do, he will be invisible and invincible during the spawning, which is where we get the quick kill most of the time. So it would have been like a wild goose chase to get him. Are you serious? Double invisible? This is such a low chance of occurring, and it's happened twice in a row. What the heck, man? And the game lag, like it actually froze for a second. I am just full of confusion. Oh. Alright, please no invisible spawn. Please. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so that's what low spawn is supposed to look like. He can also spawn way higher where it's almost impossible to hit the skulls like that. But I was actually missed my positioning by just a hair, which meant I couldn't get the right spacing and I got hit by the first skull as it appeared, instead of being able to just take it out immediately. So hopefully let's get that. Alright, this is good. And you can see there we took out most of the Chaos Skulls as they spawned, which means we don't have to chase as many down. And there we go. First try. At least we can pretend. Alright, and now we're hitting phase 3. The last actual boss fight we fight in the game, not the last boss. So I'm going to immediately run to the right, because there's a chance we can manipulate him to do a stomp attack, which holds him in place against the wall, like the very first boss we ever fought. Now, if that's not cyclical game design, I don't know what is. He always does the swooping attack first try, or the first time. We did not get the good attack, but we got fake lasers. And this spike attack is also pretty good, because we can super jump punch to hold ourselves in place and avoid all the spikes. There's the stomp. Right there. His laser eyes are still going during the little warp animation. I've never seen that. Also, all the attacks are still going? So yeah, that's the final boss in a strange way. Stranger than usual. So now we're on the last platforming segment known as the escape sequence. Even though it's more like a chase, I've always just called it escape. There's so much crazy stuff going on, and to do it fast is like the most high intensity thing at the end of like a record pace run. My past 2 PBs in this game, in fact. Oh no. Okay, saved it. My last 2 PBs in this game were, they both lost a minute on this segment. One to a glitch, where at the very end, I like moved forward 1 pixel during the standing segment by accident, like as a glitch or something, and it caused me to just lose a minute and have to do the whole segment again. And the other time I just played badly. Whatever. So this is the final boss. Now, because we're so small and he's so big, we gotta bust some kneecaps. And as this fight begins, I'm gonna pause and die. And remember that thing I said in Office? For some reason, your spawn for this boss fight is at the very top of the room. So if you pause and die, you can give yourself enough height to do a dive kick and then wall jump off of his face over and over again. Oh, this is... And then the second phase, these platforms are random, but anything that's like 2 or 3 height from the bottom will give us enough time to get up there. And also we can super jump punch to get up there faster, though I'm not doing stellar with that right now. Alright, now I gotta run over here. There's gonna be the bicycle again. And we're on the bicycle. I don't like this much. But we're about a minute out from the end, so get your time pressing hand ready. Coming up here is... Oh, I got a wall jump off of his collarbone by accident there. It happens. It happens. It's okay. So there's one final challenge, a climactic ending, where the entire game is in slow-mo. It's us. And it's him. This is it. This is the end of the run as soon as we hit him. Time is going to be when you see the lightning. I'll call it out. The game's also going to slow down a lot as we get closer to him. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. 1 time. The game is actually slowing down more than usual. It's kind of concerning me. The game actually updated a little bit ago. So I've downloaded an older version that I already bought, and it's acting a little weird, I guess. But yeah, that's any percent. And this music isn't supposed to play here. I don't, like, this is the music for the barrier boss? It totally takes away from the moment. This is not intentional that this music's playing. I didn't control this. This is just something that happens, I guess. I have no idea what's happening. This is hilarious. But yeah, that's any percent. Do you guys have the time on hand? Just wondering.
33:31.
Oh, all right. Worse than the other run, but underestimate, so we're fine. Thank you again for letting me show this off a second time. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys liked it last time. You know, I didn't actually know that you guys were gonna announce it like that, but you know, I appreciate it. Remember, guys?
Surprises.
Oh yeah, surprises all over the dang place. So, thank you again for letting me do this. This is the run. If you guys want to run this game and maybe do better than me, you can go to speedrun.com/Benbo. There is a full beginner's guide that I have created, and you can also join the Benbo speedrunning Discord linked on the same page, where you can pester me to update the beginner's guide, because I made it before we found spin boosting, which is a little bit, you know, bad timing on my part, but, you know, it happens. So that's the game. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to donate. You guys have till the end of Pikmin, and they're $15. It's like $1.50 from each of
you